Assalamualaikum and hello to everyone. So for today, we will present to you the first bacterium, which is Staphylococcus aureus.
Baiklah, seterusnya saya Siti Nuratirah binti Syarif Muhammad Rahil bernomor metrik PR22110036. Seperti yang kita lihat pada slide, di sini saya akan menceritakan serba sedikit berkaitan dengan apa itu Staphylococcus aureus. Staphylococcus aureus merupakan satu bakteria yang berbentuk sfera dan seperti yang kita lihat dalam gambar yang saya dapati melalui Wikipedia, bakteria ini mempunyai warna purple di mana menurut kajian yang telah kami jalankan pada lab sebelum ini, warna purple menunjukkan gram positif kepada setiap bakteria manakala pink merupakan gram negatif. Baiklah, bakteria ini merupakan bakteria yang sangat ekstrim. Kenapa saya cakap ia sangat ekstrim? Kerana bakteria ini mampu bertahan dalam keadaan yang kering dan high osmotic. Di mana bakteria ini juga mampu bertahan dalam keadaan yang kekurangan oksigen. Bakteria ini dapat dijumpai pada saluran pernafasan manusia dan pada atas kulit manusia. Bakteria ini akan menghasilkan satu toksin yang saya akan ceritakan pada slide seterusnya dan mampu menyebabkan pelbagai simptom-simptom negatif kepada keadaan fizikal manusia. Baiklah, seterusnya pada slide ini saya akan membentangkan berkaitan dengan toxic metabolites yang dihasilkan oleh Staphylococcus aureus. Staphylococcus aureus ni dia menghasilkan enterotoksin, toxic enterotoksin. Di mana enterotoksin ni dia dilabelkan kepada 5, iaitu enterotoksin A, enterotoksin B, C, D dan juga E. Enterotoksin ni di sini kita dapat sebelum itu di sini kita dapat melihat saya membuat carta alir yang simple supaya kita dapat memahami apa yang akan saya terangkan nanti. Cook or process food contaminated with Staphylococcus aureus, di mana makanan yang sudah dimasak ataupun makanan yang diproses yang telah tercemar dengan Staphylococcus aureus akan menghasilkan enterotoksin, di mana enterotoksin ini merupakan toksik yang heat stable. Heat stable bermaksud dia dapat bertahan walaupun pada suhu yang tinggi, high temperature. Jadi, di sini kita tidak dapat menjamin bahawa makanan yang telah dimasak adalah 100% bersih dan tidak akan menyebabkan kesan negatif terhadap manusia. Apabila manusia mengkonsumsi ataupun mengambil makanan ini yang telah tercemar dengan Staphylococcus aureus, walaupun sudah dimasak, ia juga akan berisiko untuk menyebabkan kesan-kesan ataupun simptom-simptom negatif kepada manusia kerana enterotoksin ini dia merupakan satu toksik yang sangat stabil terhadap suhu walaupun suhu sangat tinggi.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is NurFarah Aqilah binti Ahmad with the matrix number BR22010008. Today I will be discussing an important topic in food safety, Staphylococcus aureus contamination, understanding how this bacterium spreads and how to prevent it is crucial for ensuring the safety of our food. Let's start by exploring the sources of Staphylococcus aureus contamination. This bacterium can be found in various sources, including food handlers with poor personal hygiene or skin infections, as well as contaminated processing equipment. Moving on to the foods commonly affected by Staphylococcus aureus contamination, it's often found in baked desserts like cream-filled pastries, pies, and eclairs, as well as meat and meat products, ready-to-eat salads, and dairy products like milk and cheese. Next, the best practices for handling and preventing Staphylococcus aureus contamination. Proper hand hygiene is essential, so food handlers need to wash their hands regularly and wear gloves during food preparation. Additionally, ensuring that food is stored and prepared at the correct temperature can help prevent bacterial growth. Regular cleaning and sanitizing of utensils and equipments are also important to prevent cross-contamination. So, by understanding the sources of contamination, common affected foods, and implementing good handling practices, we can minimize the risk of Staphylococcus aureus related foodborne illnesses and ensure the safety of consumers.
Hello, my name is Nur Haziqah binti Roslee, and I will continue with the case study of this bacterium. So, staphylococcal food poisoning is a major concern for global public health programs. Staphylococcus aureus colonization of food has long been associated with a form of gastroenteritis that is manifested clinically as emesis with or without diarrhea. So, symptoms that can be seen when someone's getting this illness within 30 minutes to 8 hours includes violent vomiting, abdominal cramping with or without diarrhea, and also when there's crucial fluid loss, there will be symptoms of dehydration and hypotension. It also can cause life-threatening infections for children, the elderly, and immunocompromised people. So, significant morbidity and mortality are brought on by Staphylococcus aureus infections in both developed and developing countries. Up to 1/3 of gastrointestinal foodborne diseases are caused by it. For example, there is an estimated of 241,000 foodborne illnesses in the United States each year. However, there is a massive underreporting of estimated 6 to 18 million cases that occur each year due to the self-limited condition of this disease. Hence, it is believed that there are more cases of staphylococci-related foodborne infections. Staphylococcus aureus diagnoses are made via colony-based testing. Tests for coagulase, hemolysins, and thermostable deoxyribonuclease are frequently carried out for the diagnosis. And there's also real-time PCR and quantitative PCR techniques that use to identify and characterize clinical isolates of Staphylococcus aureus. And this is possible due to the recent genetic advances. There's also several immunological methods based on monoclonal antibodies such as ELISA, alpha, and reverse passive latex agglutination that use to separate and detect toxins in foods, as well as for determining the enterotoxigenicity of Staphylococcus aureus that isolated from foods. And all these methods are developed to assist in the diagnosis of the illness. Next, I will continue with the case study about the antibodies or immunity towards the bacteria. So, it is unclear if people can build a long-lasting immunity to staphylococcal food poisoning. However, as several staphylococcal enterotoxins can cause disease, antibodies to one staphylococcal enterotoxin would not always provide protection to staphylococcal food poisoning. Antibodies generated against one staphylococcal enterotoxin can provide cross-protection against another staphylococcal enterotoxin. For example, heterologous antibodies to SEB may confer cross protection against SEC because these two staphylococcal enterotoxins share antibody binding epitopes. Next, based on the research by Kadaria, which in a recent study investigating the microbiological contamination in ready-to-eat food products processed at a large processing plant in Trinidad, West Indies, the Staphylococcal aureus was the most common pathogen detected. The pathogen was isolated from pre-cooked food samples of franks, bologna, and bacon, and post-cooked bologna and bacon. The overall prevalence of Staphylococcus aureus detected in air, food, and environmental samples was 27.1%. The finding of high bacterial counts in the air and on food contact surfaces in the post-processing environment is suggestive of cross-contamination of post-cooked products and is the most important risk factor affecting microbiological quality of food. There's a study that found processed foods that require more handling during preparation are more vulnerable to Staphylococcus aureus contamination. And another study demonstrated that increased human handling contributed to contamination by Staphylococcus aureus in a pork processing plant. Next is the case study that involved with the farm, food, and beyond. So in recent years, a new strain of Staphylococcus aureus, livestock-associated methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or LAMRSA, has been recognized as a novel pathogen that has become a rapidly emerging cause of human infections. It was first detected in 2005 in swine farmers and swine in France and the Netherlands. In several studies, MRSA has been found at high levels on US and European farms and in commercially distributed meats, emerging as a potential concern for meat handlers and consumers. Several species of meat-producing animals are frequently implicated, including pigs, poultry, and cattle. And a recent study carried out in the United States found that 45% of pork products and 63% of beef products tested in Georgia were positive for Staphylococcus aureus. And another US study testing retail meat in Louisiana isolated MRSA from 5% of meat samples tested, while 39.2% of samples were positive for any type of Staphylococcus aureus. So that's all from me. Thank you. Here is the references that we used to gain additional information about the case study of Staphylococcus aureus.
Thank you for your attention. That's all from us. Thank you.